how do you know you have a kid who just is playing hard with you versus somebody who had some really difficult challenges?
So I agree with him 100% there that we can't make them look like maximum security prisons, because then we've lost the objective of learning and of teaching our kids. I think everybody is on board with that. I know that a lot of jurisdictions, including ours, try to make sure that most of their school resource officers have a background in what we call our crisis intervention team training. It teaches them more, that by no means a replacement for mental health professionals, but we give them advanced training to understand some of the dynamics involved in an individual who's in crisis, and give them better skills to deal with that, but more importantly to make a better diagnosis of what they're facing so they know when to call in the professionals.
Okay, good.
I might comment on this whole issue. I think one of the most essential things that school officials have to deal with is the training of their staff to be able to recognize, and the communication that takes place within all school buildings, that if you see something, say something. Don't overlook it. Because on any given one day, it's hard when you're dealing with schools of maybe 1,200 to 2,500 students that may be involved in that educational process, to identify every single child that may be having some type of crisis that day, because there's multiple crises that are going on in these kids' lives.
Sure.
Many times it's tips that may come from a teacher, may come from another student, to a school resource officer, to an administrator. I don't think those can be overlooked. And so communication and training as to what to be looking for and how this information is shared, I think, is a critical component for school safety and security. And likewise, that communication with parents, that our schools have changed to make them safe. Because as school officials, you don't know who these people are. And I think it's very important, as I said, you see something, say something. Anytime there's a suspicious activity, you have a stranger that repeatedly is coming to your school asking for something, I think this is a person to be concerned about.